Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to another edition of Purpose for Forever. I am A.D. Anthony, and this is Samantha. We appreciate you guys being here, rocking, all my replay people watching as well. We're going to have a wonderful conversation today.
Wonderful.
Just being specific, we just thought of now, it's going to be surrounding our 30-day intentional love challenge. And make sure you're a part of that. So without further ado, we're going to go ahead and kick it off. So we can start the conversation.
Yes.
Me and you together, our purpose for forever. Won't let nothing ever tear us apart. Me and you together, our purpose for forever. Won't let nothing ever tear us apart. Me and you together, our purpose for.
Hey!
All right, guys. So we are back. Oh my gosh, it feels like it's been so long. I don't think I've been so happy to be seen like ever probably in my whole life. So happy New Year.
Yes.
Because this is the first time we have been on since December. Now, of course, we took time off for the holidays, but I wound up getting COVID on Christmas Eve. Can you imagine how awful is that? So I caught COVID, whatever. I don't know if anybody threw it at me, but I caught COVID on Christmas Eve. So my Christmas was canceled. I had to spend it in a room alone, which was terrible. So after COVID, like I thought, okay, COVID is going, I'm going to feel better. And then last week, it was like a COVID aftershock.
Right.
Because then I had yet another issue. So this is the first week since December that I am actually feeling like myself probably completely. Right. So you guys, I am so happy that you are able to see me and yes. I am able to be seen. And I am here.
In the building.
Yes, in the building. So of course I am thankful to my husband for the care that he gave me while I was sick.
Hey, Richard.
Rich, hey, it's been a long time for the care that he gave me while I was sick and down with COVID, and he kept the house running and kept the kids together. My Superman, he did it. So I am so grateful for all of that. I'm grateful for all my friends that prayed and sent me things and checked on me. I didn't really realize, I guess to some degree, how much of a support system I had.
Right.
So like that was really, really cool.
Right.
When you feel so terrible and then you pick up your phone and somebody's like, "Are you okay?" And you want to say, "No, I'm terrible." Right. But just the thought of people checking on you does help to lift your spirits. Definitely. So I will say, after having COVID, if you know somebody that has it, definitely send a text. Don't expect a response though, because people are sick.
Right.
But send a text, check on somebody. Definitely. Do a DoorDash. I had a friend DoorDash me some whole bunch of stuff.
Right.
Vitamins and Gatorades and disinfectant, and I mean she just went all out, and we were very, very grateful. So it's important. Let's take care of our family and our friends from afar.
Yep.
So again, here we are, our first Monday of the new year, and I know for some people that used to watch and then we disappeared for all those weeks, y'all are like, forget them. So we'll earn you back. We don't mind doing a little bit of hard work.
Right.
It's okay. But we are very grateful to be here.
Yes.
As he said when we were opening, we are doing. We've done it before, but I don't think we did it last year. I think we started like the year before.
Mhm.
We are doing our 30-day intentional
Love challenge
calendar. Basically,
Yes.
that's a lot of title. Basically, what we do is 30 days. This year is going to end the day after Valentine's Day.
Right.
Leading up to Valentine's Day, it's a calendar. Every day there's something that is specific to you and your spouse.
Right.
No, everything does not require money. Actually, most of the things on there is things that you can do for free.
Yes.
It just will cost you some of your time.
Yes.
And we know time, of course, is the one thing we cannot get back.
Right.
But what's a better way to spend it than with the person that you love?
Right.
So the calendar, I think the link
Yes.
is on the bottom. We would love for you guys to join us. Listen,
Definitely.
even if you see this 4 days from now and you're like, well, it already started, you can jump in at any point. You can do a week and be like, it's not for me. Pick out the days that you like and do those things. Yeah. I mean, we do realize that everything is not going to be for everybody.
Right.
But the hope is that there's something on there for you, or maybe there's nothing. And so you decide that instead of doing this calendar, I'm going to come up with my own 30 days of how I want to love and appreciate my spouse. Right. And that still would be great.
Definitely.
I didn't know if I was talking too much.
No,
okay, so.
So make sure you guys join the challenge. Go to bit.ly/P4F2022. If you're on Facebook or YouTube, I'll put the link in the comment section. All you gotta do is click it. Just clickety click, and you'll get the calendar and you'll see the challenge each and every day for the next 30 days. Each thing is different. Like I said, it requires very little money. There's probably like maybe 4 challenges that just probably may require money. But if you get creative, you might not have to pay anything. We know when it comes to relationships, you get creative enough, you can find stuff in your home to do, that will cover the challenge for that day. So get creative, find a way not to spend money, or to spend as little as possible. Be as creative as possible. Let me just say it that way. Be as creative as possible. Even if you're going out big, be creative. I hear you, Richard. I'm glad you're feeling better, brother. So yeah, definitely, like I said, join bit.ly/P4F2022. So today we're gonna kind of go into the challenge, the first part of the challenge.
Yeah, in about 2 minutes. So before we do our challenge online, and you see he's very antsy, he's ready. He was all ready. I was like, nope. We're going to save it for online. So he's ready to do his challenge. I just want to say, I know some people are like, I'm not big on Valentine's Day.
Right.
Valentine's Day is every day. All the other great things that people say is just another day in my house. That could very well be possible. I will be honest, I am not much of a Valentine's Day person either. Like, as far as it's a big day, like I'll always do things for him, but I'm not the person that necessarily expects anything for those types of days. I mean, I'm not even really into my birthday, but I had an epiphany a while back of how selfish that is of me, because, I ain't into Valentine's Day. I never once considered how it might make him feel, how it affected him, that, I just wasn't interested in that. And how many times have you done that? Maybe it's not Valentine's Day. Maybe it's something else that, you and your spouse do, like, I ain't into it. And they all into it.
Right.
And you just take for granted that, he should understand. I don't like this.
Right.
How many times have we done that? Taken that for granted, or been selfish when we make decisions. I'm sure if you honestly think about that, it probably would be more times than you've been comfortable with.
Yeah, right. Valentine's Day is over commercialized. I hear you, Rich. But what she's saying, as far as, just being open to that time period, being open, if I want to show my love around that time, being open to receive. and not rejecting it, you know. And she gets into it as well. And 100% I agree with showing your love all year long, you know, because let's keep it real, because we've unfortunately done the whole Valentine's Day. You go out, you pay triple the price of the same food that you would pay when you normally go to these same restaurants, and it's packed, you know, with people. So Valentine's Day is definitely overblown, but it should, if you struggle with all year really doing something, Valentine's Day becomes something special. So with this 30-day challenge, though, this gives you an opportunity every day up until Valentine's Day to do something different. Just kind of spice your relationship up. And it's a challenge because it's done every day. And even the weekend. This ain't just a Monday through Friday thing. It's Monday through Sunday. Like every day there's a new challenge. It's not difficult. It's just going to take some time to do. I would definitely, anyone listening or watching this later, definitely read it before the next day. You got to be prepared for it. There's certain things you got to be prepared for. And then there's some morning challenges that you read. You're like, oh, wait, she already ran to work. You know, so you have to take that into consideration as well. So we definitely want you to join your couple. If you're in a relationship, join the challenge, bit.ly/P4F 2022. It'll take you right to the calendar. It's completely free. We're not even asking for your information. So, see that? We're not even putting a wall up asking for information. Normal folks are. We're not even trying to put you on a mailing list. So just go ahead, download the calendar. Let us know what you think. That's one thing. If you could let us know what you think on the Facebook page or the YouTube page, let us know what you think of the challenge. Definitely will be a blessing, you know, to us to know that we're putting stuff out there that is relevant to other couples. Now we have our couple group that's getting into it, but outside of that, we want to know other people that are affected by this challenge.
And let's be honest, Valentine's Day is over commercialized by us.
Right.
The reality is, like, people, we get lazy in our relationship.
Definitely.
So instead of taking the time to come up with something on our own, we look for the easy out. Right. So the chocolate and the flowers, you know, that stuff is easy. You can pick that up on the gas station. Sometimes on the side of the road on the way home on Valentine's Day. Right. It requires no thought, no anything. It's very easy. So if you feel it's over commercialized, I think maybe you should think about what part you play in helping to commercialize the holiday. It really doesn't have to be. You know, I say all the time, your relationship can be what you create it to be. So that goes for Valentine's Day, birthdays, all of that stuff. You know, your experience is kind of what you can create. So we're hoping you join in on the calendar. If you don't, it's fine because we are. And of course, from the Mondays leading up to it, we will definitely be telling you about our experiences and the things that worked and the things that were kind of like,
Because trust me, this is a challenge for us every day. We know, and it's just making your relationship more intentional. That's what the point is, to be intentional about your relationship, because sometimes we just kind of together. You know, and you go through the days, and you go through the motions, but you never, you know, are intentional about the things that you do for each other. So this is kind of like a challenge to kind of even make you laugh, do something silly, and just kind of get more focused on your relationship.
Right. And you're in the middle of the day, text becomes, pick this up on your way home. Oh, you didn't do this. The kids did that. And it's never really...
I'm going to reverse.
And it's never really about the relationship. So hopefully this calendar, like I said, it may not be for you, but it might inspire you to do something different or inspire some creativity. You might shock your mate with what you do.
Definitely.
But it's just a stepping stone. It's an idea. Use it if it works. And if it doesn't, like I said, create your own. So today, the challenge for today was... I believe, I'm trying to say it right. It was tell your spouse what first attracted you to them.
Yes,
oh
indeed.
God, he's clapping. All right, so this was a challenge for today, and so we're gonna try something different. We're actually gonna do it online. We didn't rehearse it. We didn't talk about it, so I don't really know what he's gonna say. I just want to say as like a precursor. you know, when we first met each other, we were like 15 years old in high school. You know, being friends.
Right.
So what first attracted us can be like maybe a little out there,
Right.
you know, because we was 15.
Right.
I just want to clear that up ahead of time. But he's gonna go first. Yeah. And then I'm gonna try to follow up.
Well, so honestly, like the first thing that really attracted me to you, was your smile. Like you always were upbeat.
Really?
Yeah, whenever, listen, I don't know, maybe because you like me or you like,
Okay,
like
see?
you
See how
was
the
already in
story
love with
is.
me or something. I don't
See
know.
how the story is turning into something else?
No, but I'm just saying, like, you know, even when like the time that you came to the house or whatever, we studied or whatever we did, studied, not like whatever like that, but Steve wasn't going for that. But you know, it was you always brought a glow to my life. You always,
Aww.
you know, and it really, it made me happy. It kind of sparked me all the time, you know. So that was honestly, you know, other than the attractive physicalities of it, the
Don't you dare say it online.
I'm not gonna say that.
Okay.
Maybe later, but you know, other than the physicalities, that was, you know, your smile, and you know, you just always kind of upbeat, even when you're having a bad day, and kind of, you know, was telling me about your troubles. It just, you know, you always had an upbeat. It was always great to see you.
Oh, now I just want to say he don't feel that way all the time now. Now that we 45, he'll always be having
a lot though. We see a lot too.
So,
Some bad days, some good days.
yeah, some in-betweeners.
Between days.
Oh, that's a comment. Oh, that was really sweet. Oh, honey, do you think it's okay to be single?
Okay, I think that might be wrong. All right, let's go, Rich. All right, so do you think it's okay to be single for ages is good until you like and love and work on yourself first, then really ready for full on relationship? It's up to you. That's up to you, Rich.
I mean, yeah, only you can determine when you're ready to.
Nobody can tell you
Yeah.
you should be in a relationship. Nobody
You
tells
just have to
you
use your judgment. And sometimes
Yeah.
you just have to jump out there
Right.
and take a chance.
Yeah.
There's nothing guaranteed.
Right.
So what first attracted me to you?
Right.
Well, I don't know about first. I mean, what attracted, you know, because we became friends.
Right.
So like what in my mind turned the friend to, hey, was kind of like, you know, like when I would come into class, you would be waiting on Monday to see me.
Oh,
I mean, mainly because he was nosy and he wanted to hear
right.
about my weekend or whatever. But you always seemed so concerned about whatever I was going through or whatever was happening. And you would sit there and listen. I mean, we talked like the whole period.
Right.
I don't know how we passed the class, Taiwan Marine either, because he would be listening and commenting the whole time.
Right.
But you always seemed like you were so interested in me and not like, you know, the shorty that I was at school. You know, everybody was shorty, not like that, like me as a person. Right. And so I think that's kind of what attracted me to you. It's because I felt like I could talk to you and you listened and you seemed interested in me. So that was kind of like the thing that I was like, okay, well, you know, you're a little weird. But yeah, I mean, like, okay, so when you and I were like together at your house and stuff like that, you weren't like, you know, like awkward. But at school, you were like awkward sometimes.
All the time.
But that's what attracted me to you because you listened and you were interested in me.
Right.
And that was great because at that time, well, as you already know, it was just a whole lot going on.
Right. He said opposite. He said still is.
It was a whole lot going on in my life, and it was more going on than the people that was interested in what was going on.
Right.
So that's kind of what first attracted me to you is that, you know, just your ability to listen and kind of see me outside of, whatever you saw Samantha. So like
Right.
that was really attractive. And then, of course, the curly hair.
I didn't really have it though. Remember, I didn't.
Did you have a short haircut?
Uh-huh. I started off with the hot. I don't know if I
Right,
had the
it
hot
was
fade.
curly.
Yeah,
You
you're
had
right.
the.
You're right. I didn't have it like this, but I had
He
it
didn't have it like that, but he
I remember
had
Kid and
like
Play.
like the
not as high, but it was
yeah, he had like the hot top fade, but it was like the good hair. Like you could already see that it was like the good hair. And I was a sucker for the curlies. So that didn't that didn't hurt.
Right.
But I can say like even all these years later, a lot of what keeps us together, even through a divorce and all of that, a lot of what keeps us friends is that you've always had that ability to listen to me.
Right.
I mean, even when we were divorced and doing our own thing, like I could call and be like, you won't believe what just happened, and then and you listened, even probably when you didn't want to sometimes. But you listened and you were my friend. So even all these years later, 30 years
Right.
later, that is still.
Long time.
What is that? Did
I'm
y'all
old.
hear that?
I'm old. I'm just old.
I don't know if that was about you being
No,
old
that
or
was
just
old.
being connected to me for 30
baby.
years.
No, baby, you've been here a long time.
Oh, this gonna be a long time. Did y'all hear that mess? But yeah, but that's one of the things, that's always been able to keep us together because you've always been able to listen and hear me. No matter how angry I am, or no matter how crazy it sounds to other people, you always get it.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, we've always had an interesting dynamic.
Interesting dynamic.
I mean, I'm just saying, like I said, I would listen. I think I just wanted to hear somebody's life with some flavor in it. Like it always just, interested me. Even if being around your family and stuff like that was always interesting. Friendship is a wonderful foundation of marriage.
And if there is nothing else that I can, if somebody asks me, what's the one thing that it is friendship, communication. Like we've never really lost the ability to communicate. I mean, and then when we did ultimately not being able to communicate to each other, either relay what we were feeling or hear each other, that's ultimately was like the last straw for us.
It's crazy.
Getting divorced.
It's kind of like the attractiveness can't be the foundation. Like it, and it could be not even just physical, like mental. She's so smart, she has great personality, and but if you don't like have a friendship, it's and they don't have to be like the best friend, like, but they just have to be a friend. Like you have to have a friendly relationship outside of the romance, because you can get so caught up in just a physical romance and we're in love. And honestly, it's like speaking biblical, but you're building on sand because you're not building on anything that's gonna hold. Because when it gets hard, and I'm not really liking you right now, like in friendship, how to not like her and stay with her. You know what I'm saying? It'd be like, oh, she get on my nerves. Like this, I can't. Oh, I don't want to do this anymore. And you can, and if you've been friends, you know how to walk away and come back. Like how to blow off some steam and come back together because you have a foundation of friendship. I think that's the biggest thing that I've had to learn, in our relationship, because that friendship builds a strong bond. Because I didn't just care for her because she's my wife, but I care for her because she's my friend. We talk, and there was like, oh. We in such a rough spot.
Noises is definitely making me feel some type of way. Like,
but I've always cared. I always, that never stopped. I always cared about what she's going through. I always cared what's happening in her life. It never stopped because she was my friend. And it was hard because I was like, man, I ain't got my friend no more.
Right.
And then everything's honestly like, and let's keep. I think the rounds on it. Like you have things that you go to or you see that only your spouse that your friend that you will get. You be cracking up because y'all have this inside joke that only you two get.
Right.
You know, like
you don't have to explain it.
right.
Like sometimes we see the same thing, and
Right.
I just look at him, and he can laugh.
Right.
I don't have to explain to him.
And I'm like, you wrong. She's like, you wrong too, because you thinking the same thing.
Right,
You know, we
like-
just go through these motions, and
Absolutely.
it's part of just that bond, you know, that we have that's bigger than just our marriage.
Right.
You know.
Than the piece of paper.
Right.
It's more than, you know, like that friendship. Like we built a friendship from 15 to 19.
Right.
Before we even dated.
Yeah.
We were friends for 4 years, all throughout high school. And I made friends. Like he dated people in high school. I dated people.
Yeah.
We talked about the raggedy relationships.
Right.
All of that. But we stayed friends.
Right.
So like by the time we got together, it was like we knew so much about each other.
Right.
He knew what would hurt me going in.
Right.
And vice versa. Like I knew the same things. Like I knew, you know, what would hurt him. I knew what he liked. I mean, of course, you know, living together once you get married, that's a whole nother layer that you have to add to the friendship. But the friendship was pretty much a pretty good bond that we started on. And I think, you know, that's so important, being able to talk about things. Like he understands. It's not just, you know, like I can say something in the moment and I might be angry and he understands what I'm saying, even if I say it wrong.
Right.
You know, so later he might be like, I don't like the way you said it. I know what you meant, but I don't like the way you said it. It helps a lot and it makes a big difference.
Yeah, I think one of the biggest things that I had to learn the second season was season 2 was, you know, the fact that, you know, we built a relationship on friendship. We got together, we got married, but we never had the intertwining of relationship, our friendship and marriage, meaning we never really talked enough to really understand the depth of certain things, of little specific things, and how we, you know, that just became bumping heads, clashing, and not really discussing, you know, what do you see a marriage look like? You know, what do you see this look like? Like as friends, you talk about stuff, you know, just having conversations. And as married people, it's like knowing what kind of lifestyle you're looking to live, you know, having those conversations. I feel like if you take your friendship and really know how to weave it, like knit it together with your marriage, it makes it stronger, you know, because now you have that friendship bond along with that marriage bond. You know, as a man that's leading the household, you know, I still have that friendship that I can go to and talk to her about my weakness and the things that I'm struggling with. And babe, I want to make this move, but I'm scared. You know, like being able to share instead of just being the married husband. Oh, I got it. I'm good. I'm strong. You know, I'm holding it down. You know, like, you know, but you have that friendship where you can be vulnerable and really, you know, have a conversation. Right. Friendship and security. There you go. Definitely. He said, if a partner yells and is angry for a long walk, long drive, give time to cool down.
I mean, yeah, you know, like, listen, when it comes to different ways and different things people, you know, different ways people handle stuff, I would say there was no one size fits all.
Right.
Because whereas what works in your house with your relationship, you know, it might work, but what works, you know, like for us, so I try not to give like specifics for people. Like I'll give you an idea of what we try and what works. But like if I'm mad, the last thing he better do is grab some keys talking about he going for a drive. Because now what was a simple, you know, we don't really yell, but amazingly. And I know you're like, you're right, you yell. No, I don't, because it's a little hard when nobody yells back. You feel like an idiot. And he is not a yeller.
I know.
So we don't really yell like that. But you know, when you have those heated discussions, like that whole I'm gonna go take a walk, I'm gonna go take a drive. Yeah, that's not really like a go-to for us. I mean, like we'll probably go in separate rooms, watch
Right.
some TV, whatever. Like I might not want to look at his face right now,
Right.
but like leaving the house, like that's a big no-no for me because I feel like you're trying to escape what I feel we need to deal with. We might need a breather, but I don't like to leave the building. That's like an extra level for me. Like that don't really work for me. Now, like I said, everybody's different, and if you really can't control yourself,
I think because we don't get to the volatile. We're not a couple that gets to that volatile space where, somebody's gonna get hurt if we continue talking. I mean, the most I do the opposite. The more it gets up there, the less I stop talking. We don't ever get to that space where it's dangerous. Because that's when you need to take the walk, you need to take a drive, you need to get out of here because you at here. We don't get to that space. We kind of go back and forth, and if it gets to a point where we're making remarks and snide comments, then it's like we need a minute. We need a minute. Then I stop. I'm like, we need a minute.
I'm better than, oh no.
Oh yeah, no
punch. You did not punch my wall.
Who gonna punch your wall? Rollins, if I punch your wall, who gonna fix it?
I'm about to say, who gonna fix this wall? Because now he got to pay for it. Right. I'm more the one with the snide comments. Yeah. Like, I'm the one like, I bet you this have been done and such and such.
Right.
Yeah, and I sometimes I realize like, oh, you should have said that. And then sometimes like, I don't really care. I mean, I'm working on it and I'm getting better. But communication is important though. But he know when I start with the snide comments, it's because he's ignoring me. And I don't like that. Like you want to see me turn into an angry kid and have a tantrum? Right. Oh, ignore me. Like, and I will all but jump up and down and stomp. I don't know why. It's something on the inside. I'll blame it on my childhood or something. But that's like a no. Don't ignore me. But communication works really well for us. Even if we have to take a moment, communication works really well. And like I said before, I will all put it back on, our ability to be friends. Right. Because even when I'm like pissed at my husband, like if I'm out, I'll be like, oh, I remember he told me he needed socks. Like I care about the fact that he don't have socks because he's still my friend. So I'll still get the socks. Right. I mean, I'll probably just bring them home they'll be in a drawer. I won't be like, oh, babe, I got what you asked for. Yeah. But I'll still get it because that part of me that thinks of him as my friend, well, I'll say 95% of the time will override my stubborn, tantrumish child that's, that's still in there. Deep in there.
Because like that, if your relationship lacks the friendship level of it, you just when the romance and the lovey-doveyness kind of fades for the moment, it's like, what do I got? Right. What do I have?
And then you'll start looking for stuff in other places.
Other places, you get bitter, because you don't have. All you had was the romance and the lovey-dovey. You never had the friendship, which allowed you guys to have moments where you didn't agree. Because I'm out of here. You get on my nerves today. Go home. Going home. I'm going home. I'll see you tomorrow.
He was good for that.
I'm out.
When we were dating,
I'm out.
Because we didn't live together.
Right.
So when we were dating, that was always his thing. I'm going home.
I'm out.
Oh, you talking about somebody? I could have just shot fire out my eyeballs. Yeah, but he was good for that. Go home. Right. He out. All of that.
Yeah, so it's definitely having a friendship helps build a better relationship. I completely agree or feel like that needs to happen. And listen, so even if you start a new relationship with somebody, and it starts with the romance and lovey-dovey, you need to find a friendship though. Find a friendship within. Well, yeah.
Like a relationship, like when you get married, right? It's supposed to last. You know how they say till death do you part? Right. So it's supposed to last a lifetime. And we jump into it so quickly. Right. And it's like, how are you going to get a lifetime out of this?
Right.
You didn't put anything into it.
Right.
You kind of just jumped into it. And that's when you
Right.
see, people get divorced and they walk away from each other. And not only are they divorcing, like they hate each other.
Right.
You got to put something into it. And I mean, start in the beginning. It's just like a bank account. You go and open a bank account, the bank account is open.
Yeah.
Well, back in the day, they used to let you open it without money.
Right.
I don't know if they do that anymore. But if you don't constantly put anything in there,
right.
The fees or whatever is just going to steadily be coming out taken, but you're not putting anything in there until you hit zero on the account. And like your marriage is the same way. If you're not constantly depositing things into it, like your time, or sometimes like, what we did tonight, something as simple as just reminding him, why I even looked at him in the beginning, or reminding him how long ago we even came into each other's lives. That's a deposit. One day I'm going to get on his nerves, probably in the near future, and he's going to think back to what I said. Like how I've always felt like I could talk to him and he listens and he understands. Like those words are going to replay, and slowly he's going to become less and less angry because of the deposits that I put in. And we both have a responsibility, to make those deposits into each other, into the relationship, if we want it to last a lifetime.
Right.
If we want this to last 30 more years, we have to put in the time. And so that, bringing it back to the calendar, that is kind of part of the calendar. Like some things, like I said, that you'll do, they'll be like, oh, this is really nice.
Right.
And maybe it'll be one of those things you make a mental note. I want to try to do this sometime, maybe once a month or whatever. Or maybe it'll become something that you and your spouse are like, oh, we should do this more often. Like that's the goal, to help you guys come up with ways to make deposits into each other.
Definitely.
It's very, very important. We leave, most of us, even if you work from home, you may not leave the house, but you're still dealing with people. We deal with other people that sometimes are careless, they're unkind, sometimes they're just plain rude. And sometimes, people suck the life out of you. And so when it's all over, when you shut down your computer, when you come back home to this person.
Definitely.
And you want that person to be, one, happy that you've come home. Not like, oh, why don't he ever keep driving? You want them to be happy that you're home.
Right.
You want them to embrace you at the end of a long day and help you to feel better about what you've endured all day.
Right.
It's kind of like he reminds you of your why.
Definitely.
Why do I deal with these people at this job? Right. I mean, it's bills, but it's not really about bills. Definitely. Like, usually your why goes a little deeper than just bills. And that's where your spouse comes into play, to help you remember what the why is, what you're building, what you're working for, why you get up and get out of that bed in the morning. Like, your spouse should play a big part in your why.
Definitely.
And if you look at them and like, oh, I do this, I'm doing me. Like, then you really have things you need to consider. You really need to have a lot of conversations, to figure out how to remedy that.
Definitely. Yeah, you have to have the conversations and figure out, and have, like we talk about the self-check-ins and, discussion of what are the likes and dislikes, and staying connected, and understanding each other throughout the different seasons. We talk about the changes, and that, we were young when we got together, so our needs change. By 30, our interests change, our TV watching changes, our habits change. Things that I like doing, I may not like doing it anymore. Because I've gotten older. I'm matured a little bit. So it's especially if you get together young. At this age, it's like you're pretty much gonna be the same, but
old and
same place. But yeah, but when, like you said, we was younger, so we went through a lot of different seasons and stages and things we liked and didn't like. Yeah. So yeah, it's a big thing. So having that friendship, having that connection is definitely key. And like I said, anybody watching, you're in a relationship, join the challenge. Join the 30-day intentional love challenge. Like I said, go to the link. We ain't even ask for information. It's just gonna pop right up with the calendar. Download it. If anything, if you're watching this and you've never really connected with us, let us know what you think. Did it help? Was it hard?
Right.
Like every day was hard, but I did some of it.
Send a message.
Send a
Put
message.
it on the Facebook page.
Yes.
We would definitely like to hear feedback.
Yeah.
Maybe like, oh, this was stupid. Like,
right.
I mean, and that's fine. Like we're open to what you think.
Right.
I mean, I'm not gonna say it's gonna move mountains, but we're open, to what you guys think or what your experience. Oh, it didn't help with my marriage because of this.
Right.
It didn't make a difference because my husband wasn't into it. I mean, it could be a million different reasons.
Right.
But the hope is that, like I said, it'll be something on there for everyone.
Right.
Once again, we want to say Happy New Year.
Happy
like
New
I said,
Year.
this is our first Monday.
Yes.
I am back in full steam and leading the charge once again. 2021 ended. It did not leave without dropping COVID on my doorstep.
Right.
And 2022 came in with COVID still being there.
Yes.
So
Yes.
it has been an interesting transition, but as you all can see, I have recovered.
Still here.
Praise the Lord.
Praise the Lord.
And we recovered together.
Yes.
I mean, even though he wasn't really sick, he played.
Yes.
Okay,
hold on. He said, we love it. This year's calendar is a little easier than the last one.
Really?
Nice.
Listen, well, you already know, Trees. I'm the one that kind of go overboard because some of the things we do, I was like,
Yeah.
Well, I should say some of the things I do because I go all out. That's right.
There we go.
Yeah.
Count score.
Not counting score.
10 points.
So I am back. I am recovered. We are going to move forward. We're going to rock this calendar out.
Yes.
Like I said, from Monday to Monday, some stuff we may do online, some stuff you may see a video. I am looking forward to, I think we left it on there, the whole do a song karaoke deal.
Yeah. I think
because last time he cheated.
I didn't cheat.
We did the calendar. Nope. And I came home for work. He had the kids in costume and everything.
I went all out.
Yeah, he did. That was 2 years ago. But he totally rocked that part. Like, I was so amazed. Like, that was great. So I'm looking forward to that and see what he do this time. But that was really great. So there are some parts of the calendar I'm looking forward to. I hope that there'll be something on there that you enjoy as well. If it is, like I said, let us know. Drop a note. If you don't have our number, drop a message under one of the episodes or something.
Definitely.
DMs, all that stuff that you can do online.
Yes.
We would love to hear from you.
Yes.
And like I said, if anything, there may be a topic that you just want to know what we think. We are not professionals. Only thing we are is professionally married. That's it. And that's all we are.
That's what
We're professionally married.
Right.
And we've done it wrong a lot. And we just so happen to be doing it right now.
Definitely.
So, sometimes it takes a bunch of wrongs to find the right, and we found the right.
Right.
So we're sharing our rights with you and a lot of our wrongs too. Right. So we would love to hear from you. We would love to hear some feedback.
Definitely.
Thank you guys for joining us.
Yes.
After the couple of weeks of being absent. Like I said, anybody, maybe you might watch a replay. Listen, we love you guys. Yes. We are back. We don't plan on being absent for any extended period of time, anytime soon.
Right.
So we're going to be back on here every week on Mondays at 8 p.m. We'll be here sharing our lives, disappointments, failures, all of it
All right.
with you. We're going to share it with you guys, good, bad, or other.
Definitely. All right. So we appreciate you. Thank you for being here. Make sure you share with somebody, share with a couple.
Sharing is caring.
Sharing is caring. as always, love intentionally
Love unconditionally.
and love on
On
purpose.
purpose.